The first thing that you want to do is you want to go to 888 lots and basically print out your lot right here, okay? So you want to print out your lot in the Excel file, and that's going to put it in this organized file for you, right? So you have the ASIN, obviously you have the condition, you have the description, you have the quantity. Now obviously it's going to tell you the MSRP and the Amazon price and stuff like that too. I don't really pay too much attention to that, and I definitely don't pay attention to my costs because realistically I didn't pay $21.41 for this, and I didn't pay $10.98 for this, and I didn't pay $10.51 for this. I paid, I think it was like 3 something or 2 something per unit when you average it out. So I didn't actually pay, 21 for this and 6 for this and 4 for this. I actually paid $2 or $3, whatever the average of that in the last video was, for all of these units, right? So to make money now, what I want to give you an example is of how to actually list these products once you get it. So I just opened it up and I see okay, this is like a marksman travel like hunting pants or whatever. So what I want to do is I want to go through and I'm going to search by doing Control F on PC. I'm not sure what it is on Mac. There's definitely a search or like a find and replace thing in Excel on Mac. I'm pretty sure it's like something like Control F, so just look it up. So I want to search for marksman, right? Because what that's going to do is that's what I'm looking for right here, and I've got 3 of these in my hand currently. As you're going to see these pop up right here. So this is exactly what came in the lot, right? 3 of these gray cargo marksman pants. And then what I want to do is I want to copy the ASIN, which is going to be this column right here, and I'm going to take it into Seller Central and try to add a product. So what that's going to do is instead of, making your own listing, right, or taking your own product pictures, the benefit of these lots and the benefit of wholesale in general or liquidation, whatever you're doing, is that you get to morph the product description over from Amazon and these product pictures, which are the most crucial parts about the lots and the wholesale, right? You get to morph these product pictures over to your Mercari listings, over to your Poshmark listings, and over to your eBay listings as well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find the right listing, right? So what is this? It's 3 of these. I have 3 military green smalls in these marksman cargo pants, right? So now I'm going to find the exact listing. I'm in military green on these cargo pants because I copied the ASIN and I want to see the product details, right? And then I want to get to, what was it, small? Small. So yeah, and then I'm at small, right? So now what I want to do now that I'm here, right, is I want to see, okay, what does it sell for? So what's the retail value of this online? Because even if I were going to take this over to like Poshmark or Mercari, I would still want to keep the price a little bit, relatively close to this, maybe a little bit lower to give some more value, to give a potential customer incentive to purchase mine over this Amazon listing. However, the next thing I want to do is check to see if it's ranked. Is it ranked? Should I sell it on Amazon? Or should I merchant fulfill it potentially? Should I send it into FBA? All these things are questions that only you can answer yourself on what you want to do. Or is it not worth it? Like maybe this is like $1 million, and then clearly this is 260,000, which I'm going to show you in Jungle Scout here in a second. We're going to weigh if it's actually a good idea or not. If it's like $1 million or something, and obviously it's not selling and the listing isn't ranked, you don't want to sell it back on Amazon, because if it's not selling on Amazon, there's no, nobody's going to just find this in the search, or nobody's going to really, it doesn't have a good opportunity to sell it back on Amazon if the ranking is high. So therefore you want to take it to eBay, Mercari, or Poshmark. So if it is lower, so let's pretend this was like 90,000 and it was selling decently, what I could do is I could either add it and send it into FBA, add it as merchant, right? Then you want to go into your inventory and then morph it over into FBA and send it into FBA. If I wanted a merchant fulfill it, for example, what I would do is I'd add it here, I would list it for merchant fulfilled, and then I could create my own personalized, free shipping template. And the only way that you can basically do that, it's very, very easy to create a new shipping template. You can Google it. I'm sure there's YouTube videos that will show you how to do it in like a minute. It's super, super easy. You just click a down tab and then you mark free shipping from your inventory, but you do need a professional seller account to do that. So I could do that as well. That's another thing that I do. But before all that, I need to answer a few questions, right? Is this even worth selling on Amazon? So I just showed you it was 260,000 in sporting goods or sports and outdoors. What does that actually mean though? Let's check Jungle Scout. What are the sales history? What's the data? So it's saying that it's not selling any a month and it's not selling any daily. So that's a perfect example of why categories, can differ and why you should get Jungle Scout. Because if this were in clothing, and obviously this is clothes, but if this were in clothing, 260,000 might be selling relatively well because that's a huge category. However, in sports and outdoors, it's a very small category, and that does not, it indicates that there's not good sales here. So that's why I like to check Jungle Scout. So I'm going to completely nix this as, not a potential Amazon. I'm not going to sell it back on Amazon, merchant fulfilled, or send it into FBA because the listing just isn't there for it, right? And I can't create a new listing. You never want to do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these pictures, and I'm gonna literally list this on Mercari and Poshmark, and you can obviously do it on eBay as well. So how would I go about doing this? I have countless tutorials on how to do this as well, but basically what I would do is I would save this first picture as something stuffed full of keywords. So maybe get the brand in there. Let's move this up a little bit. So Arctics, men's, marksman, insulated cargo pants. Well, let's go military. Insulated military, because we want to stuff this full of keywords, right? And this is not what the listing is going to show. This is just keywords that I'm saving my pictures as for metadata for extra ranking in SEO. I'm going to save that as 1. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and save this as 2. Get the second picture, right? Come back at the third picture, save this as 3. Come back at the fourth picture, save this as 4. And this is the number one most important thing, is getting all the product pictures, because on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, your product pictures, and granted you need SEO, you need to be able to be visible on the platform, but your product pictures are what are going to sell your listing. It's about 95 to 99% of the importance of whether a buyer is going to decide to buy or not. They're going to look at your pictures and put, basically paint their own story of what they would look like in these, whether or not they'd want that item if it's not clothing, and so on and so forth, and how that relates to their life. So you need good product pictures, and that is one of the benefits of ordering from wholesale or ordering from liquidation, is because you get the ASIN and you can search through the item, find the listing, and take the product pictures that are clearly high quality, right? It's massively important. So then what I would do on Mercari is I'm going to find those pictures here, which are, here they are, all 4 of these, and I'm going to open them up in Mercari, and I'm going to open them up in Poshmark. And then I want to, so now we have this product listing right here. And you can obviously, if you ever run into a problem like this where it doesn't really fit the entire listing, what you can do is you can take another completely different snip picture. So if I take the snip tool and I go back to the listing, if I really wanted to, I'm not going to waste your time right now because I don't want to waste your time, obviously. But what I could do is I could take a bigger snip of this, right, for a lot of them, and make sure. So let's just save this as I'm going to save this as test snip, for example. But I would save that obviously as the same keywords so that they were in my metadata. And then what I could do is I could add them here. If I go into pictures, it should be there. And then you'll see that you can clearly see this a lot better than this because I snipped it wider. So that's just a little tidbit of information if you need to go ahead and do that. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to also add, let's grab where is it? Downloads. Let's grab all these stuffed keywords, because usually I wouldn't do this, but because this product description is not very long, I'm going to stuff the keywords in the description as well. So we'll put them there, and we'll make sure it doesn't say 1. And there we go. I'm also going to create a title for it, so we want to take some of these out, because obviously you only have 40 characters on Mercari. Now this might fit on Poshmark. Let's check. It does not, just barely fit. So maybe we take out the brand name. I'll take out men's. Arctics Marksman pants. There we go. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, I'm going to copy all this, and you want to make sure, and I've hit this home in other modules and lectures as well, make sure that at the bottom here it doesn't say 30-day money back guarantee or free this or free that, because you're not going to honor that offer. So just make sure you read the description and make sure these are things that you actually want to throw in there, because every once in a while you'll get a money back guarantee in there that obviously you're not going to want to honor because you are not you're not selling from the Amazon listing and you're not the manufacturer. So you're limited on Poshmark here, so I might take this for keep warm. Boom, end it there. And then I'm going to categorize it, same as all of this, and I'm basically just going to fill out the listing. Now, if I were going to price this, it's listed at $29 on Amazon, so maybe I list this at $27 on Poshmark or $27 on Poshmark, but keep in mind that the buyer is going to pay the shipping on Poshmark, whereas they wouldn't on Mercari, or you can make the buyer pay shipping on Mercari if you want to, but I usually don't do that. And same thing with eBay too. So this isn't a good listing necessarily, because they're going to pay $27 and shipping on Poshmark for this same item, whereas they're going to pay $29 to get free shipping and prime shipping in 2 days on Amazon. Now, this is going to be 2 to 3 days shipping on Poshmark, but they're not going to want to pay $27 and shipping. So maybe I drop this down to like $23, and they pay $23 in shipping, and then they're relatively similar. Does that make sense? And then obviously once I filled everything out, I would just go ahead and list this. Now, when you're on Mercari, you want to fill out the tags. We've gone over this in the Mercari and obviously the Poshmark module. You're going to categorize it. You're going to list the condition. You're going to basically, whether you offer free shipping or not, and then you're going to list it. Now, on Mercari, one thing to keep in mind is, and I just grabbed these to show you on my Google Drive, is you're going to want to take product pictures and throw them at the end of your listing, because on Mercari, and this is something I've talked about as well, in the terms of service, it states that you can't have all stock photos, and that's what these are, stock photos from the actual listing, right? So I need to take at least one picture myself. So a perfect example of this is here's the cargo shorts right here, or the cargo pants, and I took a product picture. And you're going to get great pictures when you're buying new stuff like this from lots like this, because they're clearly in the package, and you want to stage this a little better. I did a bad job. The lighting wasn't, I didn't turn my lights on, so it's not bright. I didn't put it up against a decent background, so it's not the best picture in the world. But I just want to show you an example of what you could do. So what the listing would look like is if I grab this picture right here and I threw it into the pictures right here, and you can do this you can literally take it from your phone and list it from the mobile app, or you can take it, from your phone, or you can take it and send it to Google Drive and put it up through here, or you can, a lot of times, if there's like reviews on the actual listing, you can grab a picture from the review, right? So like if here's customer images right here, I could take this picture and list this one. I could take this picture and list this one, and so on and so forth. So you can check there if you don't want to actually take your own product pictures. You can check the listing to see. A lot of reviews sometimes will have product pictures in them, so you can just make sure there. But that's basically the gist of it. That's how you're going to go ahead and list these items from your pallets, whether they're liquidation or you're buying bulk or you're buying individual items. Always, one of the great things about 888 lots is you get all the listings and you get all the ASINs, so it makes it very, very easy for you to check out all the products and morph those same exact listing and pictures over to whatever place you want them to be, or simply list them back on Amazon.